Mackenzie Johnston with Cattle News Central, bringing you your February 24th cattle industry headlines. Brought to you by Ag Risk Advisors. They provide risk management programs to livestock producers all across the West. Whether you are concerned about price or weather risk, Ag Risk Advisors, they are here to help. With current day market fluctuations, you and I both know there is nothing more important than locking in a price floor on your cattle. So if you would like to learn more about an LRP, go ahead and reach out to an advisor today. Also sponsored by American Beef Producer Magazine. They offer in-depth articles on a wide variety of topics within our industry. They feature award-winning photography and so much more. American Beef Producer Magazine, guiding beef producers for over 25 years. And finally, Branded Buzzworm Apparel. They can put your brand or ranch logo on just about anything. From hoodies to hats to laser engraved mugs, they can do it. If you'd like to learn more about what they have to offer, click on the Branded Buzzworm link above in the caption. That'll take you over to their Facebook page where you can send them a message. Or if you'd like, you can just check out their website, brandedbuzzworm.com. Drovers has reported that for the last 3 years, Beyond Meat, the maker of the Beyond Burger, has been bleeding cash, $465 million to be exact. The company will be releasing its fourth quarter earnings today, February 24th, and analysts are projecting the quarter's losses per share will more than double. In the third quarter, Beyond Meat's revenue rose 13% year over year to $106.4 million, but the company saw a net loss of $54.8 million. If we look all the way back to June of 2019, Beyond's shares were trading over $200 per share. Those same shares this week are trading right around $48 per share. According to JP Morgan stock analyst Ken Goldman, Beyond's stock price fell 67% in a market that saw a median gain of 13% over the last year. And just in the last month, the company's stock price fell 15%, and it fell 10% just in the last 7 days. The obvious challenges that the company is facing is that their products are priced higher than beef, in instances twice as much as a beef product. And also, at the end of the day, Beyond Meat is not meat. It is a fake piece of protein that is put together with a mile-long list of ingredients, some of which we can't even pronounce, chemical after chemical. So of course, no, it will never stack up to beef. It will never compare. Beyond Meat was supposed to change the meat market and put animal protein out of business. That's basically what they said when they came on the scene. They were really going to do big things. But as the company continues to bleed cash, it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that anytime soon. The Cattlemen's Beef Board, also known as the CBB, has reported their 2021 CBB report that was released earlier this week. This report is a snapshot of what the Beef Checkoff and its contractors accomplished during the previous fiscal year and what they need to focus on going forward. So some of the highlights from this 2021 report. A 20% increase in export value compared to the previous record pace established back in 2018. Incremental beef sales of 1.5 million accomplished through a partnership with retailer Sam's Club designed to increase online beef purchases. A 27.8% increase in producer subscriptions to the CBB's newsletter, both in print and online, and 15 million views of the Beef in the Early Years educational content, encouraging parents to consider beef as a first food for their children. According to Greg Haynes, CEO of the CBB, this information is shared to solicit feedback and encourage producer involvement. The Beef Checkoff is an industry-wide initiative, and it has the greatest impact when all stakeholders work together, said Haynes. Finally, the Western Livestock Journal has reported that the New Mexico Cattle Growers Association, along with the New Mexico Federal Lands Council and 2 cattle companies, they filed suit on February 9th in federal district court for New Mexico against the Forest Service for shooting astray cattle in the Gila National Forest. So I reported on this when it was first happening. The Forest Service, they went in and they shot cattle out of a helicopter. That whole project, it cost taxpayers $40,000, and at the end of the day, they shot 65 head. This happened on February 10th and 11th. Supposedly, none of the cattle that were killed were branded or tagged, but it is my understanding that this wilderness area is incredibly rough terrain, and they were also shooting out of a helicopter. So how they were able to confirm that information, that these animals weren't tagged or branded, is beyond me. This wasn't the first time that shooting stray cattle in the forest has been up for debate. Back in March of 2021, there were plans to shoot stray cattle in the wilderness area. However, it was met with strong resistance from industry groups, environmental groups, and the New Mexico Livestock Board, and that was halted. The lawsuit reads that the Forest Service regulations specifically govern the removal of unbranded livestock from a grazing allotment or area closed to livestock grazing. There is no federal statute or regulations allowing the federal government to shoot livestock from a helicopter. Instead, the cattle that are grazing unlawfully on Forest Service ground must be seized and impounded. Once impounded, the Forest Service must establish a notice of sale of impounded livestock in the local newspaper, as well as post notices at the county courthouse and post office. The cattle are then to be sold to recoup the agency's cost, and only if efforts to sell the cattle have failed, then they should be condemned or destroyed. That is the only point at which cattle should be killed. I will keep you up to date on this developing story down in New Mexico. Quite controversial, I'd have to say. That is all I have for you guys this morning. I hope you all have made it through the week all right. Again, it was sure a chilly one yesterday. You guys have yourself a great weekend. This will be my last update for the week. Stay warm. I'll catch you next week.